Back to the desk for the final game in set number 1. We went all the way to 5 in Enemy versus Envyus. If you would have called this one 2 weeks ago, everyone would have said you're a crazy madman.
You have never played Smite in your life.
Kicked you out of Smite community, and you wouldn't have made it back into JCOM either.
Well, if you were a pro player, you kind of figured out like how Enemy and Envyus scrims are going. So I don't know, for that, it's hard to say, but yeah, for the general public, I bet nobody picked Enemy over Envyus.
That's right. Well, make the call now. Who's it going to be, boys? Who are your favorites going into this game, Enemy or Envyus?
Oh, I don't know. It's so hard. Like Replica said, I think it's going to come down to this pick and ban.
Yeah, it comes down definitely a whole lot to the picks and banning phase here. Xingchen, not forgotten by Envyus, not a team to forget.
Bologna has been tearing through and gets taken away.
Well, that's going to be their target ban, right? Because like they're not going to ban Bologna Merc.
I think Enemy's going to pick Mercury.
They're going to pick it.
I think they're going to first pick Mercury, let Envy get some weird stuff.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like Adjust has played it, but I haven't feel like he played it that much.
There's a Circuit ban. Actually, he has lost 2 times with Circuit in this set.
Circuit ban forces the Hell ban.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's no way you let Hell through in this game. There's just no way. So Cirque and Hell get taken. First pick. Khepri still available.
Athena's still available, too. I think Khepri's going to go first.
Zhong, okay.
Zhong.
We might see Khepri Athena come out.
Do you think Envyus has the Khepri Athena?
Possibly.
I can't imagine.
Back to the soul. Back to the soul we go.
I can't imagine that
Khepri Soul
Envy isn't going to pick Mercury if Enemy doesn't. Like, Mercury third pick would be the right call. With the way that Weekend has been playing, they have to ride that wave.
Enemy. Back to Zen. They'll probably take the Athena +1 here with that Zhong.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe whatever Hunter the Vetium's feeling against Allied Soul. Maybe the Neith in this position.
Yeah, otherwise Envy goes Merc
Neith
ban.
Bots!
Whoa.
That's surprising.
Wow. That is very surprising.
He did play very well, though.
But I think it's the synergy with the Zhong Kui ultimate.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean,
and Athena as well.
They're going for circle comp so far. Envy is more going targeted damage.
Well,
again,
Soul does a lot of damage to
Envy needs to make up some AoE control, though, here.
What did he just say? It didn't look like Mercury. I heard give me.
Alquang?
He definitely didn't say Alquang.
I hope.
I mean, they need some AoE control here.
Wow.
Okay, Osiris.
They're going to ban Mercury here for sure, I think.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
There's a free Merc ban.
Thanatos.
I'm surprised they didn't pick Mercury there. That's actually very surprising.
Neith ban, most likely coming out. Although Vetium has shown strength with other gods as well. Hades, whoa! I think Salt Machine was a liability in the last game on this character. Then again, against Osiris, right? Like,
Yeah, what is he going to play with no Bologna? Maybe a Sobek?
They probably didn't want the Zhong Kui, Humbots, and Hades all together. That's 3 circles. They didn't have that many last game.
There's the Merc ban, free. Absolutely free.
Very
that might have
smart.
been baited. It might have been baited.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I would assume that Envyus...
I don't think so, because like I feel like that's the
seems
best
happy
thing they
with
could
it.
ban. They won both games with Mercury.
But I'm saying it might be baited. I think Weekend was already looking for something else. I think
wish we
they
could listen to
expected
comms
to
now.
waste the ban here.
Even though teams will probably like riot and stop playing, but it'd be really interesting to hear what they're saying.
What does Weekend? I'm sorry. What does Incon pick here? Zeus.
So Zeus it is.
Does Incon got it though? He's been playing this role for 4 days, right?
It's Zeus. Shield,
Shield.
chain lightning, all
Right. It's
explosions.
easy to do the damage. It's very hard not to take the damage.
And the positioning, yeah. No, I think Incon Zeus will be very strong. I feel like it totally fits his playstyle for sure.
Really? Because his Isis was getting dominated.
It's
and
a lot different than Isis, I feel like, because
His
you're,
Janus did
you're
well because of
bursting
movement.
like crazy.
It was movement or tankiness that have gotten through the games that he's won.
Final 2 picks pending here from Enemy. Certainly another AoE team fighter. Maybe a Hui drafted for that Hunter position.
I think it's Shibalanke. Guan Yu, okay, not so much circles, but sustainability helps a lot. And yeah, Neith to go up against the Soul.
So 3 healers on the side of Enemy.
And Neith's very, very
Self-healing.
strong against Zeus as well. You can just
No.
default position it.
No!
Oh, man.
This has been their undoing.
I feel like
The last time we saw them
It's
do
Nemesis into Zhong Kui,
this,
right?
he got
I mean,
rocked.
that can work.
look at the win rate, though. Nemesis does have a pretty strong win rate. I did ruin that, though, on Tuesday. I did. But
That was some cool stuff, by the way.
thanks.
We actually changed you guys in the roles. Like, for some reason, he's jungle, okay? And then you end up buying something, and then
DJ
Perna gets bought,
Bumbuzz.
Bumbuzz,
DJ
and
bought
we're like,
Bumbuzz.
okay, change it back.
That's funny.
All right, who are you giving the draft to here, guys?
Enemy by a mile.
Yeah, the Guan Yu, if enemy didn't have Guan Yu, I would totally give it to Envy. Guan Yu sustain here is going to be huge, and the performance he had the other day was awesome.
You know, I said it. I said, he said, give me something, but it wasn't Mercury. There was a few syllables, but
Nemesis?
It must have been Nemesis. And that was before, and they baited the Mercury band to waste it out. That way they got the Zeus. The Mercury band was a bait, but so far, Envy has relied on those gigantic ultimates to disrupt team fights. Nemesis doesn't do that.
They are. I mean, when we take a look back at this roster when we get in the game, you'll notice that they are very, very light on CC.
Yeah. Oh, man.
They have very little control.
Slows.
Yeah. Well, they just have very little control. I mean, look at this roster. You have Zeus. You have Nemesis. No CC there. Osiris is extremely unreliable. Khepri is a single target. Soul has a conditional knockup.
Yeah. This is and a stun that you're not hitting.
That's right. I mean, it's they're going to have a hard time controlling these fights.
This is 100% like...
Versus Hunbot's Athena, Zhong, like 3 massive AoE stuns.
In every fight, they must kill Zhong and Neith
and
before
Guan.
The fight starts.
and
then they can maybe reinitiate if the healing hasn't screwed them. This is...
Envy, I think, made this game hard for themselves.
Yeah, they have drafted into hard mode smite. Let's also talk about the fact that Nemesis has one of the slowest jungle phases.
Yeah.
In a game about rotations and speed in the jungle and clearing camps.
That's red pot, though.
She has to go red pot. She has
Just
no
has
choice.
a red pot as well. There's a red pot for Incon.
But, I mean,
and Allied.
In the days of old, right, you strip away all the protections, make yourself unkillable from Zhong after she ults, and then you chase down the hunter. The issue is movement has gotten so easy that I don't know if she's got it in her.
Although Shield of the Underworld and Retribution Shield are pretty funny.
Yeah, together. Build a 6-item Nemean line and watch a hunter hit you one time, take half their health.
Yep.
I feel like Envy's team is very, very all-in, and to have an all-in comp against a Zhong is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of counteractive, but Nemesis is very strong.
Whoa, invade.
We're fighting, boys.
Salt Machine at first.
Dude.
Blood going to weaken. He needed that, and they're going to steal it away. We didn't even see it happening.
Yeah, we didn't even think about that.
Wow.
Why not invade?
Yeah, red pot Nemesis, double slows. Osiris going to make it tough.
Salt Machine, I think you got to let this one go and hope for the best in the early game. You have Tallow Assault. You don't really have steal potential. You're slowed now. You're slowed again. Oh, Cyclone.
Look at that first tower hit.
God, I hate when people do that at level 1.
Take the one hit.
Just like, it's too much.
Yeah, it is too much. But blue buff's going to be returned to. Lane just clearing itself out.
And where does Adjust go? Looks like it goes right to the mid lane, huh? Goes for camps. I think that's really smart. Right side camps, I think, went to Zeus, though.
Well, first blood for Envyus. It's been up and down for them getting the first blood.
It's been a 50-50, right?
Yeah. On whether or not it's been a win, but...
Ooh.
Abduct going to hit Vetium. It's going to take a nice little bit of damage there.
He got the backflip. Normally, and you know, from what we saw, Vetium was very non-panicky throughout these fights. That was the first time I think he backflipped or, you know, Hou-Yi jumped with dive bomb in a situation where he might not have needed to. Perhaps shows a little bit of shakiness in the early game. Oh, Salt Machine. Hey, man. How you doing?
Yeah, how's the Guan Yu versus Osiris matchup?
It's very bad for Guan Yu.
It could be. It depends, but
in
this case, Guan is.
Well, no, if
I'm saying that
Guan walks up the wave,
Aurora is valuing Osiris much higher than you are, Brandon.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah,
in fact, Osiris has been kind of a surprise pick for me this land.
Guan walks into the wave, he gets tethered, then he has to walk out as soon as he starts tallow assaulting, or he's going to get poked very hard. I feel like Guan Yu can lane against him, but he's definitely going to lose some gold. He's getting pushed in the tower right now. Of course, an invade happened, which helped a lot, but...
And a lot of what happened with that invade was weakened understanding that early game Nemesis needs to get ahead, and he decides to go for the invade. They're 20-8 coming into this, as opposed to the 8-8 for Adjust, who joined the team a little bit late. But an 8-8 roster with a 2.7 KDA, only 0.1 behind one of the most celebrated junglers worldwide is very impressive.
Yeah, picking up what appears to be a lot more assists as well than Weekend with that performance score differential.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. Enemy has a rough place ahead of him considering they're 1,400 gold in the hole right now.
Any chance that Allied is not going to go for that same build-up of the cooldown boots into Toth?
Allied is not a person to me that changes things up. Yeah. Allied focuses much less on build efficiency and more on I can outplay my opponent and doesn't want to confuse himself. Very similar to, I would say, a lot of MMOs where there is a maximum build efficiency, but a lot of the pro players will say, yes, but if I miss this one attack, it's going to like mess up my whole rotation in PvE fights. Allied's the same way. He's like, I like to know what I have to do and not have to change it up too much. I just want to hit shots and not worry about it. Just family fun farming, Bart.
Yep. PG-13.
No, PG.
PG side lanes?
Yeah. Wait, side lanes?
Yeah.
Side jungles?
Side lanes.
Let's get some side jungles.
No.
No.
That was not fun. When the duo lane was Bastet Bakasura?
Dude, don't be mad.
I'm not mad. Stupid.
Are we going to see a teleport? No, Osiris is going to walk back to lane slowly. Salt Machine, I thought, actually would try to slow this one down. It looks like 1 or 2 creeps should be lost for this back, but full boots on his first back probably isn't the worst thing to be feeling.
Shoutouts to CycloneSpin's parents here supporting him.
As always.
Getting to see this one go to 5 games. They got to be just as nervous as he is right now.
Yeah.
Well, last year they didn't. I mean, it was a 3-1, right? The chunks.
No, we lost 2-0. I think it was only a best of 3.
2-0. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was 2-0.
And I think that's when Cyclone made his breakout. Right?
Cyclone,
The
Whirlwind,
Vulcan
and
high
Aurora.
play.
Yeah.
You guys were amazing.
Unique played really well too.
And Unique,
Shout
yeah.
outs to him.
Uknik.
Uknik. I'm surprised that Whirlwind isn't starting somewhere.
Yeah, Herwin's really good.
Would you rather start in mid-level or sub for Cloud9?
Right, yeah, exactly. Weekend.
A lot of ults coming his way. No one chasing them. Salt Machine choosing to stick on a CycloneSpin who can get out of this one for free. Khaos is in a lot of trouble if he continues forward. He's ulted. They're trying for it. CycloneSpin getting very low as he fights into adjust. Ults right over and takes the kill down. That is the CycloneSpin we know.
Yeah, just great kind of fight awareness there. Even when it's back to the Zeus, relying on the call-outs, just ults right backwards, picks up that kill nice and easy. Then another detonate would have likely secured it either way with the Nemesis ultimate active on.
And the commit was so important because CycloneSpin ults like the frame that overhand smash is going to hit the ground and kill him.
That's
like,
right.
Man, he is good.
Well, here, Envyus has taken the early lead through 5 minutes. It's not going to be much in the way of Golder experience in terms of number, but it is a pretty high percentage of the total net worth of the teams that they are up right now. Just under about 8% or so that they're up in total net worth over enemy in this early game phase. Should translate into maybe an extra level of an active for a hunter, or even an early sprint, early weakening curse, something like that coming out for one of the supports. So all things told, Envyus with a small edge here over enemy through the first 5.
Incon, by the way, also about 80% through a level ahead of Khaos right now. And perhaps to me, kind of unexpected, Zhong into Zeus. I didn't think that Incon was going to have that potential, but I mean, the way he kept his distance in that fight really shows that he's suited for this role.
And yeah, Zeus's early game is way stronger than Zhong's early game as well. So
That's
it's
true.
very good that he's able to keep his lead up.
Yeah, level 7 Zeus is not a joke, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you look over at the side of Envyus, and when we said the main things that they're going to be deficient in here is CC and their ability to control the team fights. But what's really important is that the Nemesis and the Osiris have good early games so that they can disrupt and cause chaos.
He's going to die here.
CC. Yeah, Saltmachine in a lot of troubles. The Nemesis ultimate comes in. He's going to hop on the horse. The tether's going to pop in time. Not going to be enough damage by just the smallest amount. CycloneSpin unable to stay underneath tower. But as I was saying, these two getting out ahead allows them to disrupt the backline in a way that kind of precludes some of the CC they may be missing.
That was a very smart play by Salt Machine. Wait.
Vetium. Oh, God, that hurt. I can't breathe. And
Allied actually, he could have killed him there, right? Like,
Allied was like
There's
trying
too
to
many
fight
minions.
into the wave.
why use the beads there, though?
I don't
Right?
think-
Like, maybe he had arrow available as well, but I mean, like, I don't know why you use your beads there if you're not trying to make a play.
If he didn't use the beads and his 2 wasn't up right then, Vetium could have hit him with something janky.
I think he was worried about the Spirit Arrow coming out. Vetium was I think Allied just
was he?
Yeah, Vetium was I think he was just expecting that he would get Spirit Arrowed after, but I think he wasn't keeping track of Vetium's mana.
I mean, in that situation, when you're like kind of panicking for the kill, you're not always looking 100% at everything, or maybe even Allied thought he might have just enough to cast a spell.
Yeah, and it's better to be safe than sorry, too. If he died there, that would have been huge for Vetium.
Yeah, indeed.
We'll see if the beads...
Beads 1 is pretty big,
yeah,
though.
beads 1 is pretty big. We'll see if he ends up dying because he doesn't have it. If he doesn't, then this play was fine by Allied.
And at the end of the day, it is Sol. She kind of has built-in beads, so.
Weaken getting pulled here. They're investing a lot. Weaken with a beautiful retribution, though, actually heals up the damage he normally would have taken there and adjust, perhaps a little frustrated with that one. Khaos,
Ooh.
Beautiful!
That was great.
Not having it.
Remember, once Book of Demons has been cast, it will go off regardless of or not whether he's DC or rather CC'd. So it actually stuns him while he's being abducted to interrupt the spell cast. That was great.
Yeah, remember, Abduct does silence, so that was triggered before the Abduct came out, is what Brandon was highlighting there. Left side of the mid lane. Mid camps are going to be contested, it looks like, right around the Gold Fury here. Blinking in is Adjust. They're going to isolate Allied. Allied going to go right into that incorporeal form. Adjust finds himself in a lot of trouble. Detonate comes out, but he was unhit by any of those Zeus charges. Everyone low on the backside for Weaken here as Khaos channels out the damage, but the Athena ultimate not in time. Unable to save Another clean kill for Envyus and ultimate being channeled here by Vetium. Not sure what they're expecting to pick up out of this.
Going for
kill
it.
in the
They got
soul.
him.
Do they have it? They do indeed over the wall. It's going to cost them PainDeViande. But it's a trade they're probably okay with, considering it's their first kill on the board and it comes onto a high-value target.
Hell yeah, totally worth getting a support for a hunter. And especially with Vetium getting the kill. I mean, Allied's still up by about 400 gold. But I want to highlight Weekend there, who puts the ultimate down and forced to just away. And the Weekend of old would have chased that kill, similar to what Cyclone's doing right now.
Yeah,
Slow coming
gets
out
sold by Meerkat.
from the sickle. I think we got him. Nice.
There it is.
Hear the nice chant.
Yeah.
That's great.
5 kills now for Envyus. CycloneSpin bullying his lane. Team fights going their way nicely. This Nemesis pick seems to be a boon more than a bane. We thought it may be a liability, but instead it's really paying dividends here. Their ability to burst down Zhong.
Well, that, and like I said, I mean, Weekend threw down the ultimate, and I thought he was going to chase a Just into the heavens, but instead he turns and he fights the correct target. It really seems like Nemesis and Weekend are meshing a little bit more than they normally would have.
Oh, he's also coming off some big Mercury performances, feeling himself a little bit.
Oh, he's got to be. I mean, I think all the haters
Gold
out there,
Fury,
you know, that
postured.
see Weekend as a liability.
Envyus counter-warding. They may be starting this one up. Aurora, what you got?
I think this is very good. They're pushing the gold lead, and they're trying to get the gold fury now. I feel like Envy's late game is not that strong. We might have a fight here, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to run down Vetium here on the backside.
Wow.
Let's take a listen to Envyus's comms as they take this 5v4 now and see if they transition it into the Gold Fury or a push on the tier 1.
Oh, Guan is rotating. Guan's looking to rotate.
I'm
push out
pushing
middle.
back.
Push out middle.
I need
Push
a
out
back.
middle. Push out
I need
middle.
a back.
Push
I need
push
a
up
back.
a second.
Okay.
Left man's coming up.
Yeah, can we get left?
We could get those.
Nice.
I'm going back to left. I'm gonna farm for Mystical.
Guan's middle, Athena middle, Zhong middle.
When I get
pushing up.
When I get Mystical, we can go for.
No one has any beads.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, let's
Definitely
I don't
buy
have
some,
all-
buy some,
Yeah,
buy
yeah,
some,
yeah,
buy
I got
some,
names,
buy
I'm
I'm
fine.
fine, I'm fine.
Nice, that's okay, good.
It's like passive.
Nice. These are up. Like 80. Dashed. Buffs are coming up. Let's grab those.
Athena?
Alright, I'm here.
No.
They warded it mids. They warded mids.
Careful.
Okay.
We're here.
Alright,
We're here.
now you
We're
can
here.
have it,
We're
now you
here.
can
We're
have it.
here.
Damn.
You have a plug? Plug him?
No, I missed
He
him.
missed. Nice poke.
Nice poke. Is there anything,
Red's
any
got buffs
buffs
that are
up?
up. We just need to watch gold. When we go for buffs here, we need to watch gold.
Going back right.
They went for
Put on
back
regular
left.
He's running back left. I have Mystical and Honor Gold. Do you wanna get
Watch
gold?
gold. I would love to in a second. I need to back. I'll
I
get
put
a
a regular
counter.
ward,
Like
you're
back.
gonna clear it. I put a regular ward.
Cyclone's dumpstering tower right now.
I'm
Like,
back.
this is really good.
Yeah, I'm back. Rush Gold.
You have mystical?
Yeah.
I need to back. I have to back. I'll be back soon.
Do we have a Sentry crit?
Yeah, I'll get one. I'm getting one.
Alright.
I'm backing Kiki.
I can
Force
finish
Force
top
on
three.
red.
Force the
Be
player.
careful, ally. Don't get
No,
pissed.
I'm
Let's
okay.
go back.
I'm okay. Neith is
They
on.
won't do anything here. They
Neith
won't do
has
anything.
red.
They
Neith
can't
has
do
red.
anything. It's so big.
Dumpster them. Let's go.
Neith is on.
We're going for gold, great. Confirm.
Neith is on.
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, are we getting a
Shelter.
weakening? Is someone getting a weakening?
All
'Cause
three
I
going
think
right.
it'll be
Three going
pretty-
right. Three going right.
I'm
Three
okay.
going right.
I'm
Three going
okay.
right.
I'll get a weakening, I guess. I think we need one. I think it'll be so
I see him.
huge.
I see him.
Yeah, they're all right.
I'm
I'm
okay.
gonna sentry gold, I guess. I'll sentry gold. That isn't a sentry on it, right? It's regular?
No,
Okay, I'm
that-
sentrying gold.
Good arrow down.
I have a sentry as well.
Monkey down.
up here.
Nice, I got
One
one.
rebel down.
I'm middle with Incon.
Quick
Can
pull.
we
right
get
now,
over
middle.
here? Can we get
Yeah,
over
yeah,
here?
yeah.
Yes.
When we
Zhong
fight,
middle,
it's
Zhong middle,
below
Zhong
him.
middle.
Coming up.
Right
I'm gonna
here.
sentry up here.
They have no vision on this right now. Here
Building
comes here.
fast.
Poke.
I don't have my
Poke,
skills up for a
poking,
couple
poking,
seconds.
dumpster, back, lead
Guan's
the way,
here.
lead the way.
He got.
They still have no beats, dude. They have no
Looking
beats.
for a
He's
taunt,
leave
dude.
us now. Look at this.
Go.
Go on.
With it.
Missed.
I'm
Looking
with
at Guan on the side.
Go on, dash
Go on
in.
3 down.
I'm fine.
Careful.
Damage, huge
Down, car
damage.
down.
He has
Nice
ton
dab.
of damage, dude. I'm on him.
I'm poking. I have
He on
three
me,
zoned
Guan.
out.
Level for you, Alex?
I have three zoned out. I have three
I'm
zoned
like,
out.
I didn't know
Three zoned
mana,
out.
so
Alright, dude.
careful.
Yeah,
I like
I
to. I like
think
to.
we're okay though, aren't we?
How much mana do you have?
I can
Give it
auto
now.
attack. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
okay.
Shit,
Much-
that was fun. Let's fight.
Careful.
I'm about to run the back.
Coming around the back.
Top,
Careful,
top.
careful, we can
Fight,
help,
fight,
help,
I will free.
I'm
Oh,
on
I
top.
got. I'm on top.
They kill him back. Kill him. Let's do it
Stop.
all.
Stop. Khepri.
Alex,
Back,
Alex,
Guan in the back, Guan in the back, Guan in
Guan's
the
in the back on Alan. Turn in cut. Guan's in the back on
I
Incon.
could've
Guan's in the
won
back
you.
on Incon.
Yeah.
Shot.
Run. He's dead.
Got him.
Nice.
I'm
They're
running.
pulling gold. They're pulling it.
I'm running. I
They're all
only have
really
auto
low.
attack.
Really low.
I only have auto attacks. I can poke once I get passive.
How much mana do you have?
It's at like 80.
I have a snare up.
They're healing up though.
He's gonna
so
taunt
be
me.
careful. It's at 50.
I'm
They're
gonna
burning.
snare.
They're burning.
I'm snaring. I'm dead.
We're okay. We're fine.
Oh shit.
Back
I'm all set.
up.
Every set. Backing
I'm
up.
sprinting. I'm fine.
Nice. They're going back to
Yeah,
it.
we're
They're
going
going
back.
back.
I beats.
There you go.
I'm just
Back.
baiting.
Can you keep off it or no?
Can you go in?
If we keep him off,
They're
can
gonna
you keep
burn
off?
it. They're gonna burn it.
Pop in
I
my
can
three.
teleport. I can
Got
teleport
Yeah.
right now.
He got it.
Back out.
Taking
Back
less
out, back
damage.
out. Nice. We're fine. That's okay. We're good. Smart fights,
Yeah.
boys. That was my bad.
Yeah.
We are good, boys. We are so good.
And just like that, Enemy, a big win there. A lot of that having to do with Allied sticking around for way too long without mana, and now those graphs are even.
And that's huge for Enemy's morale. They really, really needed that. It looked
Yeah,
like
they're popping off.
Envy was gonna, it looked like Envy was gonna take this set away. But now Enemy's back in the game. Gold's even, XP's even, and we got an even game again.
Yeah, and Enemy definitely very hyped up. I don't know if you could hear it. We could hear it here in the venue. I'm not sure if you could hear it through the Envyus comms, but Enemy pretty pleased with that performance.
I mean, why wouldn't they be? Cyclone and Weekend completely overextend to the backline trying to find one specific kill. They both wind up going down, and a lot of, actually all of the physical damage gets removed off the board on the side of Enemy, or Weekend.
It all started out with Pain's taunt into adjust his Humbots all on 5 people. That was crazy.
Yeah, Humbut's ultimate just came up huge in that fight. That really secured Enemy their path back into this game. All credit where credit is due to Adjust.
Yeah, Adjust is playing
Look
great.
at this. Look at these gold numbers right now. It's 200 between the two teams right now with a microscopic lead for Envy.
But it's Mystical Male Osiris at 2-1 and 2. He's a problem now.
They're going deep here. Incon doesn't take a lot of damage. They do
Speeds
lose
come
the
out.
tier 1. I thought they were going to invest a little bit more time there. And it's so crazy that they lost that fight considering the fact that at the beginning, Salt Machine not only took most of his health, but used his ult so early, and Adjust just comes up huge by not only disrupting the team, but forcing such a massive bait.
Well, yeah, it all started out with Weekend. Weekend got taunted into Team Enemy,
Everything.
and then he dashed back into his team, and Humbots laid his ult on 5 people. So, great fight start by Pain.
I feel like Weekend needs to be a little bit more careful about using the 1 and the 3 at the same time. Cyclone will take some damage here. Should
ultimate.
be okay. No!
Hey, Khepri.
Salt Machine trying to keep going here.
Athena
They have
ultimate.
More ults. I mean, how many ults are they going to use onto Osiris here? And now look at this. Incon has baited everyone, but Adjust comes up massive. Incon, no detonate. Kiki gone as well. A 2-kill swing for
Yikes.
Enemy.
You got to feel good about fighting inside of a Zeus ultimate, but there, it just all turned wrong so fast.
And this is where I think fears for Incon came in early, is I don't see him having the positioning in the end game to
Enemy's
warrant
going to dive
pick,
this right side tower.
as they should.
Yeah, and some trouble on the backside is going to be weak in here. Spirit Arrow just off the mark there. That could have been an even bigger problem. The Nemesis ultimate going to be used. That's going to force Adjust out of the fight for now.
Cyclone will
Spin.
get a small stun here, but shouldn't be too much trouble. But Allied locking them down inside the ult. So much damage.
And for now, the
Pain is
tower
dead.
not broken. Yeah, way out in the back there is Pain. They're going to go ahead and let him go down. Allied credited with that kill.
That misplay actually evens up, and now 2 for 2. But this winds up being in favor of Envy, considering the fact that their players have already respawned.
Shout out to that Khepri ult. That was huge by Kiki on Cyclone. That would have been a totally different fight. After he got Khepri ulted, Zhong blinked in and got a lot of damage off. If that Khepri ult didn't go off, Envy might have lost Fire Giant there.
But how many ults did they spend on trying to kill an Osiris?
At least 3.
Right? I mean,
Yeah, but they
we
kept
saw
the important one for the team. They kept the 2 important ones. They Zhong Kui ult and Humbots the rest of the team after they... So it was fine, I think.
So perhaps once those ults were down, they probably should have called disengage. I really thought they should have dove as well, but the way that Envy handled that was absolutely brilliant. Let's go to the graph sealer. You'll see, again, just almost dead even Enemy now with a very small lead in both sides.
Fire Giant going to be likely the deciding factor in this game.
Yeah, I mean, or it could wind up being the Fire Giant gets taken by one team and then they get wiped for overcommitting to it.
Yeah, and they also have Guan Yu on the side of enemies, so they can kind of do it as early as they want if they wipe enough people off the team for Envy. Sorry.
So this is a very curious pickup, Spirit Robe, on Guan Yu. Considering the lack of CC, I don't see how this is even going to get popped.
I think it's pretty smart because what keeps happening in these fights is Khepri keeps pulling him every time he tallows assaults. So he wants the damage reduction when he gets pulled. He might not want to go beads. He might want to get a shield underworld or something.
Okay.
So picking up the Spirit Robe is going to divert a lot of the damage that he gets after he gets pulled by Khepri. It's going to pop every single time Khepri pulls him.
Okay, fair enough. And also getting the Protect All out of the Spirit Robe.
Yeah, and cooldown.
Yeah, I
And
just
CDR.
would not want to be sitting in one of those 10 seats.
No.
Not with how close this game is.
No, imagine if we had a camera on the player hands, we'd see some tremors there. This one is very close through 17 and a
I
half.
feel like this is what all the players live for, though. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah,
to
this is
compete
going,
like
going
this.
5 games. Now we're on, what, like almost hour 5 of broadcast for this set.
Yeah, I think we started about 3 o'clock right now, and
So
it's
4.5 or so?
4 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a long set, and there's been a lot of dank plays, Brandon.
Oh, God.
You started it.
I thought you were going to forget. Gold Fury is back up. Both teams going to want that one. Remember, bait potential, like Aurora said, Tallow Assault will shred the protections of the Fire Giant, allowing very early grabs. And at 18 minutes, it is super risky, but an 18-minute Fire Giant buff usually spells the end of the game.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do it with Envyus up. I feel like if they get a Dia side, they could easily do it, though, or even 4 kills.
Or if they ward up and see 5 people doing Gold Fury.
That, too.
Adjust still farming away. Level 14 has overtaken Weekend's lead.
CycloneSpin isolating himself out here to the right side, going to try to push up this lane. As enemy notices this, they're going to posture up for the Gold Fury and try to force a fight 4v5. CycloneSpin does have Teleport 3, though, and can come into a ward at any time.
What you got?
Look at Zhong and Zeus. Zhong's about 400 gold ahead of him. He has a Spear Dome. He also has a Tiny Trick, and he has double actives compared to Zeus's 1 active. So Zhong's been really using his gold well.
There's a red pot then on the Zeus in the beginning of the game?
Yeah,
purple, I mean?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Gold Fury looks like it's going to be started off here at any point. Bouncing back some damage. Cheekily is weak in there.
I love it. Enemies just posturing up, trying to bait the Gold Fury. They're afraid of Incon's damage, which is why they're not going to overcommit to the initial burst. Detonate one of the best confirmations for objectives in the game.
Let's check in over here on the right side and see how CycloneSpin is going to be able to potentially bully Guan Yu away from this tier 2, and if he can force a rotation, that would be huge.
Guan, yeah, doesn't have teleport for a little while longer, and doesn't have teleport 3, which is big. Oh, and he's getting just worked by that tether. I'm surprised that Cyclone didn't commit to that.
I think you saw the mid lane starting to shade towards the right there to take the mid camp.
I'm also surprised Guan Yu didn't go into Mystical Mail this game. I feel like Mystical Mail and Guan Yu is just extremely strong because the shred
where has that item
protection
this weekend? I mean, it was like the most picked up item at the last couple tournaments, and now it's nobody.
Well, I feel like another thing too is the enemy team has Zeus, so that's probably why I didn't go into it. He didn't want to waste 20, or not waste, but he didn't want to put 2,800 gold into a physical defense item that doesn't give too much besides damage. He wanted to go into something like Spirit Robe as soon as possible.
Especially when those defenses can be stripped away so easily.
Yeah, exactly.
Shield's going to be thrown down. It's wasted cooldown. Ally, though, getting some decent damage on Vetium. He's boxing out real hard. Man, that 3.
That's tough to deal with.
I actually looked down. I'm like, does he have Vitalis? Holy.
No, those don't stack.
What?
They're double fast.
In fact, when you hit, you gain movement speed.
That's right.
Why isn't that in the game, Bart?
You mean Hasten Fatalis?
No, like double Hasten Fatalis.
Oh. Oh, wow.
What you got?
I have a Hunbot's ultimate onto a definitely not going to kill allied, and an Athena ultimate used as well.
Remember that time I said that 3 doesn't stun people? Just didn't quite hear me. He just kind of jumped in the trail.
I mean, now can Envyus capitalize off of this? Enemy's going to go ahead and start at the Gold Fury. Let's take a listen to their comms, as it looks like they've spread Envyus away from this objective.
Yeah.
Ready? Now!
Good fucking job.
Reset.
Beautiful. Go back middle.
Help right.
Stop him.
Ultim, pain ultim. Oh, you don't have it.
No, it's fine. Just defend middle. No, middle.
So it's good.
I'm good.
Mid.
It's still there?
They're gonna go mid. They're all mid. They're looking to push mid.
Okay, I'm coming.
Get this up.
Defend next one.
Okay.
We need to defend tier 2 though. We need to defend tier 2.
I have heavenly.
Alright, okay. Nemesis setting right.
What's CD?
Yeah, they're really pushing up.
Come on. Watch out.
Careful, Salt.
Good. Call for damage. Stop poke.
Ready.
Nice poke. Beautiful.
Super slowed.
If I could back to get my stomach, that'd be amazing, by the way.
How much longer until him battle?
It's up.
Alright.
Oh, fucking sweet. I'm gonna back too.
Alright, cool. Good shit. Watch out for go fire rush.
I need
to
to get these buffs. I'm backing up to this addition.
I'll check it.
Yeah, you should.
I'm going to do it now.
No,
I think I saw them backing.
They went that way too. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh my god. Swing to set.
So you guys, you hear PainDeViande yelling soft poke. And he's just looking to whittle them down in case they try to reinitiate. And that's something I think that Pain's doing a great job with, is leading this team and really guiding them into the best possible decision making. And I mean, so far it's led him this far, yeah.
Yeah, really great calls by Pain in all these fights. He's been playing phenomenal this tournament.
And his players respect him. As the captain and the shot caller, I feel like every call that Pain is making is being hardcore respected. There's no arguments, it's just they do it. And it's working out so well for them.
Yeah, and basically this enemy squad is essentially like a Moneyball team.
Yeah.
Right? It was a bunch of statistically undervalued players that Pain put together and turned into a squad. Yeah.
And just like Raffer's doing in Europe with Epsilon, it seems like Pain is starting to put together. And I think Enemy had a very similar split to where Epsilon was in Split 2 this season, right?
Yeah.
Decent damage. Carded onto 2 people. Oh, look at that. Sent right back. Heavenly agility.
Yeah, I think he got a little jumpy there. I think it's okay though. It might actually pay pretty big dividends in this next fight, but they might not even choose to fight.
No, they look like they want to at least force some kind of poke
pick.
Hey,
exchange.
Oh,
Allied's
Allied,
taunted.
do they have the burst to get him down in time? No, they don't. Not with the Khepri ultimate in addition to that 3 and just nearly falling to Zeus's burst.
Allied went into his 3 form. I thought he had died because they're both little balls.
Yeah,
of light.
they're both walls of light, yeah.
that's funny. Yeah, I really like that Humbots all. It pretty much made it so Envy couldn't engage even if they wanted to.
Allied picks up an Aegis as his beats down, needs something to fall back on. Enemy continuing to put the bleed on. They already lead by about 2,400 gold. They're trying to make it an even 3K.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job about taking objectives after they use their ultimates and push Envy back to their base. Like that goal for you, they Humbots and Athena.
Whoa, right on the Incon!
Zeus. He's going to be the target. The Nemesis ultimate has been dropped as well. They will have enough to pick up Incon. Khaos doing a ton of damage here, but Nemesis is going to be very tanky. And here comes the Guan Yu stun as well. Can they burst down Allied on the side of enemy? No, he's going to be fine for now. Not going to fall. Allied going to barely live. Trying to kite where he can. Vetium can hit the shot. Finally, we'll get it into the backflip, into the 2-man.
Oh!
The damage comes through. Out will go CycloneSpin. Out will
He's
go
guarded!
Incon.
He's done! There's
gonna
nowhere
die.
to escape from. He knows it. No club for you. 10-10 enemy. Finding a big win there and's going to get another tower.
Just the Nemesis remaining here. Maybe a Phoenix going to be coming up as well, as they have Vetium and their tank available to push this through. 30 seconds before Allied comes up. 15 before Incon and Kiki are available. It looks like this will be the first Phoenix of the game, going to the side of enemy here. 24 minutes in, they've broken out a 6,000 gold lead.
They're trying for it. Weekend in trouble. Shields up. He's stunned out. No card.
Oh!
Around the corner. Not in time. Vetium comes up big again. Deicide answers. And Incon's there, but it's not in time. The Phoenix will fall. And 25 minutes in, enemy with the first true lead of the game.
You heard Aurora talking about it earlier in this set. The hardest part about winning a game is taking that first Phoenix. And it not only does enemy take the first Phoenix, they take the far side Phoenix from the Fire Giant, meaning this next Fire Giant attempt should be forced by them in the next 3 to 4.
Look at the gold. Look at the gold. Out of nowhere. That was an even game 6 minutes ago. Then it was a 2K lead. Then it was a 3K lead. And now we'll go to the grass and we'll show you about 8,200 gold for enemy as they're going to look to try to get this Fire Giant and close this set out and find themselves with the first spot for the Smite World Championships from North America.
I just want to go back. Envy actually had the lead. They were up by at least, I think, 3K at the start of this game. And it all comes back to that Humbots all on Gold Fury that really pulled enemy back into this.
Fire Giant started up. Envyus. I'm not sure.
Kiki's here.
Yeah, Kiki can see it. Not going to be re-engaged on. Let's go ahead and take a listen to Envyus's comms as this fight is breaking out, and it could be the final fight of the game.
That's Athena. That was Neith.
Backing up, running.
That was Neith and Batz ult. They have a lot of vision here.
They're probably gonna start it now.
They're
They
the
like
ones.
steal. Kill them. Careful.
I'm not.
He got back. He
Squad
got.
off.
That's a half.
We want to just let it go.
I think
Yeah,
it's
probably have to. Careful. Are you okay?
They're gonna do it this time. I mean, they'll just switch off if you run up again.
Will we need ulti for it?
Probably just let it go, honestly.
Like Guan ult's down.
I got it.
Batz ult down.
Yeah, just push over.
Over
Just
here.
Like,
Should have gotten gold if we were just in team of fire. They got fire.
pushing left. They're pushing left right now.
Can we hold tier 2 or no?
Not
They're
without
up.
we can up.
We're up 10k.
Yeah, I know.
I'm up in 10. They don't have creeps either.
Coming up.
My Heavenly's down for 25.
Envyus. You heard them. They don't seem too shook by the Fire Giant buff, but they know they have their work cut out for them now. Chaos Titan did take a little bit of damage, and the left side is pushing in. They're going to try to push it out the best they can. They'll get at least one wave of breathing room here. Will Envyus' enemy is going to take the tier 1 and tier 2 on the right side and fall back with all of that gold.
You know, when Envy was winning the games, they were winning by these little gold victories here and there. It wasn't like a big burst, and it was because they kept all of their towers alive throughout the game. I think with the 2 games they won, they lost maybe the tier 1 and mid, right? This time, they are out of towers, and they're down a Phoenix. We have not seen them perform against enemy this, at least well, from this far behind. They're going to need a miracle.
So going into game 4, I saw a tweet, and I'm not, this isn't completely fact checked, but it said that in this set so far, going into game 4, remember, that the Order side had taken 2 towers and a Gold Fury, and that was it in terms of objectives.
Wow.
Right, and it was the Khaos side that was continually winning games in this set, but now Enemy is having, in theory, the best showing of this entire set from the Order side now in the game that matters the most.
Look at this gold bleed right now. Let's go to the graphs here. You're going to see 13,000 gold.
This looks like an Envyus lead.
Yeah, this, I mean, you could see it actually started down. It was like almost 4K, right? And now it's just Enemy looking to close this one out.
Well, guys, let's take a listen in with Enemy's comms as they're going to find the taunt onto Kiki. Can they break the base and defeat Envyus and go to Worlds?
Dash on in 6, dash on in 6, dash on in 5. Take focus Phoenix. Go Phoenix. That's the heavily. Nice, reset. Everybody reset. No, Go. Keep going.
Static
Soul. Sarah. I'm on salt. Keep going, Sarah.
Go to base, kill him.
Yo, left, Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix.
Guarantee it. Dash on top.
Endgame.
Dash on top. Zeus. Nice. Endgame.
We're going to World.
Endgame. Where's the game?
Kill Cyrus.
I know. Oh.
Nem.
Stun it.
Khepri.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Envy will fall to Enemy Esports, the underdog of the entire tournament. Will defeat the #1 seed from North America and guarantee a berth at Worlds.
You know, Envy comes into the tournament definitely with the easier route as the 4th seed. Then TSM falls, who have been criticized for maybe not putting as much into the game as, you know, it seemed like Enemy. Enemy coming up big against them, huge upset, but I don't think there's a bigger upset we could possibly talk about this weekend than the 5th seed coming in and defeating the 3rd seed and the 1st seed?
Yeah, you know, I would say that fight through TSM, they kind of walked over TSM. TSM did not look very good into this tournament. This was maybe their first real test, and they showed up in spades. I mean, that was an unbelievable performance by Enemy.
It was just the bleed, man. One ult from Adjust, right? If there was anything you could talk about, it's that Adjust Hunbot's ult was of legend. And
that
when
was
they
play
go
of the
back
game.
when it was a play of the set.
Yeah, exactly.
They should have lost that game with the way that it was going. And one Hunbot's ult, one good read by one good player spells a trip to Worlds for that team.
Now
He's going to look back at that play.
Those Envyus fans out there, they still have a chance to play in for their spot at Worlds. Teams that lose in this round do go on to play. So the loser of the Cloud9 Eager set will go on to play this Envy team. And then the winner of that consolation match will go on to face the consolation team from Europe for the 5th spot at Worlds. So the path isn't necessarily over for the Envyus boys, but Enemy locks the spot in North America.
The path has definitely gotten very difficult.
Yes, they've made it very hard for themselves. And I think going into that last game, they just didn't draft very well. The Nemesis last pick, so the Hunbot's ultimate was such a pivotal pick in that set because they took away really the only big AoE CC initiator out of the jungle that isn't, well, that's still an assassin, so has good damage potential. And there wasn't that pick available for the Envyus boys. So then they go into the Nemesis, and they have no CC on that team, and just can't win games without CC. I mean, it's such a finesse game that you have to play, and they kind of had it through the first 15 minutes, but then you just saw it started falling apart. Does Athena taunt to those Hunbot's ultimates, just took it. I
mean, you can't let PainDeViande have Athena. You should have just let him have Khepri.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to.
Well, you would have been, Envy would have been much better off with the Athena in that situation over a single target CC god.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they were super light on CC. You said it right from the get-go, and that's what caused their loss. Like, that one Hunbot's ult hit more people than they possibly could have CC'd.
And imagine if they had Agni over Zeus in this game. Now, granted, their early game's a little bit weaker versus the Zhong, but then they have that stun available to synergize better with the Nemesis. And, I mean, that was a big problem also, right? They didn't have anything that could reliably deal damage to the backline from their own backline. And that's what you see Zhong do pretty well. He can surge forward. You have Agni able to shoot the bombs. Isis with Spirit Balls. There was nothing to follow up with that weakens Nemesis initiation.
I think Zeus has been the most overvalued god in Smite history, at least for this lane.
Current Zeus.
I just want to say something going off what Bart said earlier. Enemy was the last place team, and that's what the community known them as. Like, people forget the players, but Vetium was actually part of the old Enemy squad, so he was.
That's right.
He went from
Legacy
last
enemy.
place in the SPL to going to World, so he's probably ecstatic, and he
well,
definitely
they are
earned it.
Currently the first place team in North
hard.
America, defeating the #1 seed and the first team to get a berth at Worlds.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable.
That is actually
what a turnaround. Split.
nonsense. And PainDeViande actually had a long set on the lounge yesterday as he did some analysis. It's actually, I think we're going to switch it up, and we're going to be talking to Vetium in just a little bit. He's probably going to give his feels about going to Worlds. If he can even form sentences at this point, I'm
Yeah,
going
he's
to be impressed.
probably so excited.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So much money, I don't know what to do with myself. Oh my God.
Yeah, remember, $250,000 on the line in North America, $250K on the line in Europe for the Super Regional set. But with that, guys, that does wrap the desk up for us here in North America. Brandon and Aurora, thank you guys very much. We will be moving on to set number 2 just following this interview and the next pregame show. Cloud9 versus Eager coming up right after this. But for now, Kelly and the analysts, take it away and tell us what Vetium thinks about that win.
Welcome back, guys, to the Analyst Lounge. We are joined by Vetium. How do you feel?
I am way more than excited right now. Like, as I said before, we went from just like, I want to make LAN to, oh, we're going to Worlds.
You're going to the World Championships.
It's so exciting.
Oh my God! So
I'm so happy.
Do you credit to your whole team? Do you credit to yourself? Like, you guys just beat the first-seeded team in North America.
I credit everybody, like especially Pain. He does so much work. He talks so much. He deserves every MVP to me, honestly.
Like, Vetium's actually shaking right now. Like, I don't know if you can see it on camera. Like, he is shaking.
You have no idea how nervous I was.
Did you, like, expect that this outcome? Like, did you think, like, maybe we could fight for wildcards if we beat Team Solo Mid? Or were you like, I confidently think that we will make Worlds, walking through TSM, and then walking through, not walking, but beating Envy?
I don't think we ever got that confident. We just sort of went in and we're like, I want to do well. We're hoping for the best. And, you know, I want to go to Worlds.
How does it feel going from literally the worst, like they said, literally the worst team in the summer split? You didn't win a game. You're the only one who is still on the enemy organization heading into the fall split, and now you're going to Worlds.
This is why you change rosters sometimes if things aren't working.
I wonder if we're going to see some other teams do that as well after this tournament. But you're going to be going up against either Cloud9 or Eager. You have secured your spot in the World Championships, but seeding is important. Who do you want to fight more against?
I have no idea.
You guys haven't even looked this far ahead?
Like, I don't know. Honestly, like, I'd be happy to play either right now. Like, we're going to Worlds. I don't know. I'm just excited. Like, it'll be some great games in the finals anyway.
Talk to me about the Neith pick in that final game. Tolly and I were thinking it would be either Neith or Jablonke, or Kelly.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, Kelly thought it would be Neith. Tolly and I were really looking at the Jablonke for the global presence. Was it just the early game, or is it the matchup versus Soul you really wanted?
Somewhat versus the Soul, but mainly I just wanted to like fill the gap in the rest of the team. Like, if we're lacking damage, I'll pick X-Ball. If we're lacking CC or global presence, I'll pick Neith.
So, I mean, you guys won game 1, you won game 3, but you lost games 2 and 4. How do you come back mentally from that? Were you guys still like in high spirits? You weren't like down, or did you really focus on the strategy of what you did wrong in that last game?
We try to focus less on what we did wrong. You know, we need to fix our mistakes, but the main goal is to keep our spirits high and not get tilted.
And you guys definitely didn't. Every game you were so passive. You made sure to counter-engage. You were rarely ever engaging yourself, and you used that to your advantage. I mean, do you guys have anything else to say? I mean, you guys just played so well, and although I don't mean it offensively, no one expected it out of you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
I did.
Oh, that's right.
Totally
you did. Well, okay. You didn't on day 1.
On day 1? Oh, well, it's day 2 now for NA, so that's a little bit
you know, I did say Envy. I did say it would be it would be all 5 games, but I said whoever won game 1 would take the set. So I had, I had the little anyway, congratulations.
Thank you.
So how important was picks and bans to you? Because I really felt that picks and bans were probably the best thing you had going for you in both sets. We really felt like your picks and bans were strong. How much studying and practice do you put into just that?
There's a little bit of studying, but mostly we just sort of play from what they pick and ban. Mm-hmm. And if you don't set yourself up right in the picks and bans, you're going to have a horrible game, or you're going to put yourself at a disadvantage. So picks and bans are always like the most important part of the game.
How much of that is your coach helping you with your picks and bans?
A lot, really. Like, Drelo does a lot of work for us. But usually we're the best at figuring out what's best for each role. Drelo just generally does the research and sort of tries to influence us and maybe help us make the best decisions.
Now, before we toss this to a break, I'm going to ask, who do you give it to, Cloud9 or Eager?
I'm going to have to say Cloud9, though I would be happy if either one. I'd be happy to see either of them.
He's still shaking. Like, I don't think it's gonna stop until he goes back home.
Well, congratulations on your win, and you're going to be going up against either Cloud9 or Eager, who we are going to see. Even I'm excited right now. Who we are going to see up next, everyone, after this short break.